Hey guys, so in this video, I'll be walking you through how you can add more talent and influencers to your roster and how they can integrate and connect to our system. So firstly, what you want to do is click on the Add New Influencer button on the upper right. This will bring out a form that you can input details of your creator into. So in this case, we're just going to use a bunch of random values. I'm going to name our talent here Jake Logan. I'm going to add your email address. You also want to add their Instagram handle, TikTok handle, and YouTube handle if applicable. Make sure that you include the appropriate handles, especially for YouTube, as that's what we'll be using as a filter to check if the creator integrated the appropriate YouTube account. We also want to add other details such as the address, contact number, shoe size, payment method if applicable. The more information you can fill out, the more information and context the email agent will be able to respond with in applicable situations, right? And you can also add a quick bio of the influencer, so you can say. You can also add content tags such as fashion. Also label the creator's target brands to work with, such as stuff like that. And once you're done filling this form out, just click on Add Influencer, and that will create the influencer on your platform and add it to your roster, as you can see here. Once you click on their roster profile, you'll notice that they don't have any statistics to show, and that's because they haven't connected their socials. So what you want to do is click on the three dots here to click on the Onboard button, and this will copy a link that you can send to your creators. So this is what they'll be able to see once they open that link. They'll see a profile card with 3 buttons to connect their socials for the 3 different platforms. So firstly, you can just click on Connect TikTok. This will just basically bring them to their TikTok account. Since I've previously connected my TikTok account, it no longer asks me to authorize, but likely your creators will have to click the Authorize button to grant us permissions. Once they click on that, they should be able to successfully connect their TikTok account. A key thing to note here is that both TikTok and Instagram accounts have to be public and creator accounts, so they can't just be personal accounts. Next, they can connect their Instagram account by clicking on the Connect Instagram button here. They'll be able to go to this screen where they can click on Allow. This will essentially grant us access and permission to their Instagram account insights. Lastly, they can connect on YouTube. So basically, here you want to make sure that the creator selects the appropriate email where their YouTube account is connected to. So for example, in this case, my YouTube account is connected to this email account. So I just have to click on this, which will eventually bring me to this screen. So in this case, you want to click on Advanced and click on Go to HeyEVA.me. Don't worry, this is safe. The creator should also be able to see what kind of permissions they're granting us access to. They're just mostly involved with being able to view and manage their YouTube analytics. Also, make sure to tick the Select All checkbox before clicking on Continue. Once that's successfully connected, you'll notice that all 3 buttons are now grayed out, and it should say that they're successfully connected for all these platforms. Going back to the dashboard, you might not see any changes within the next, few hours or minutes, and that's because we refresh the statistics every few hours, and so it might take a few hours for the update in statistics to reflect. Let's go to an example where a talent has already been updated and refreshed with the latest statistics. As you can see here, we're now able to see the aggregate statistics across all platforms. So you can see average views, average likes, average comments, average shares, and even the total statistics, right? You can also see their audience data, such as audience age, audience gender, and audience countries. You can also split this further into specific platforms for a more granular view. So for example, if I only want to look at Instagram statistics, I can click on Instagram from the drop-down value here, and I should be able to see statistics solely for the Instagram platform, like you can see here. Looking at the other tabs, we also have the Notes tab. So here you can leave notes and comments for that given creator. This is useful for keeping track of updates that are related to that creator, such as maybe ad for travel, July 15 to 25. Just so you guys can keep track of any latest updates for that given creator. Obviously, you can delete this as you see fit. You can also look at the creators' rates. So this is basically where you can store the creators' rate cards. This is important since this is where our email agent references for context when answering quote requests or request for talent fees or a request for quotation for a given project or campaign. So basically what you can do is click on the add rate button up here, and you can define the rate package that you have. So maybe you have like a package that's for cross-posting on Instagram and TikTok, and you can just describe that here. And you can add the minimum rate here. So for example, maybe for this package it would cost you, or you would charge $5,000 to $6,000. So next you can define what's included in that package and what are the deliverables that are entailed. So you can click on this add post button here to add a new post form. Here you can define what kind of post is included. So in this case, we have a cross post between Instagram and TikTok. So let's first add the Instagram post here. So maybe it's an Instagram reel. You can also define the seconds if you want. So let's say maybe this package only includes 30 seconds. You can also add a description of the post. Click another post here for the TikTok counterpart. So you can also check on this cross post button here, which essentially just means that these two posts are essentially just the same post posted on different platforms. And then here you can also click on the confirm with talent checkbox, which essentially just means that whenever we get a quote request that matches this particular rate package, we can just, we have to confirm first with the talent before responding with the quote. So another key thing to note here is that the more context you can lay out, the more context you can describe in this form, such as the description, the minimum and maximum rate, the duration, the more context the email agent has to work with, right? And that means it's more accurate when deciding which packages fit a given quote request or scope of work better. So it's always a good rule of thumb to fill out as much as you can and be as descriptive as possible. Next, we can go to the deals section. So essentially, this is where we can keep track of deals where a particular talent or creator is involved. Here we have two deals where the talent is associated. So you can add a new deal by clicking on the add deal button over here. We can describe the deal. So in this case, let's say, and I can just say it's with Nike. Define the rate. So maybe in this case, it's $50,000 USD. You can pick a date and time. So basically, this is when the deadline of the deal is. You can add the description, summer campaign. You can add deal. So as you can see there, we already added the new Nike collaboration. We can click on this as well to see a more detailed view of what's entailed inside the collaboration. In a separate video, I'll be able to walk you guys through more in detail how to use this deal interface and what other details are included. For now, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much guys for watching.